Bevenidos, Fright fans. Welcome to the horror shows coverage here at Phoenix Comicon 2017. I'm here with the Zombie King Arthur Suydam, a guy that I actually had to make my way over to give some money to this man because I have been a fan of his for decades. One of my favorite cover artists. He has ties with so many different iconic horror franchises. It's mind-blowing. Gracias, and thank you so much for being here with us.
Good. Great to be here. Great to be here.
Excellent. So the first thing that I ever saw of yours was when I was digging through comics in the mid-90s, and it was one of the first iconic crossovers between different properties, being Batman versus the Predator. I actually have the alternate cover that you did for the collector's edition of it that is painted and so beautiful in appearance. That was my first just eye catch of yours. What was your thoughts on those two properties before getting to illustrate them?
Batman Predator, my take on working on properties, I don't get excited till I know who are my team members. So if I know it's going to be a good writer, it's going to be it's a good project, then I get excited about working on it. But on that one, that was kind of a weird series because for me, they contacted me three weeks before the book was going to go to press, and they said, "Hey, we want you to do a cover for us," and it takes me 3 weeks to do a cover, to do a painting.
Crunch time, right?
Yeah, crunch time. So I said, "Oh, okay, guys, you got me just in time because it takes 3 weeks. Get the contract to me today, and I can start working on it today, and I'll have the cover for you done on time in 3 weeks." And I said, "Sure, no problem. We'll get the cover to you today." So 2 weeks of chasing them, and the cover still hasn't, and the contract never came through. And like 4 days before the book is due to go to press, the contract comes through. And in the business, basically, like with anybody, the job is not real until you got the contract.
True.
Right. So contract finally came in, so that put me in a position where I had to stay up for 3 days without going to sleep to work on the cover, which is what I did. So I got the entire cover finished, except I had no Batman, and within 1 hour it was going to press. And so I had to just block the Batman in roughly. I sent them that, and that's what they printed. So the cover, everything was good and everything was finished, except the Batman was kind of wonky and funky.
Okay, so you're telling me, as much as I love that cover, it could have been a lot cooler?
This is the finished cover here. Yeah. So if this is the one you got in your house.
Yes, that's the one. You had a big banner of it a few years ago when I was here.
Yeah, you're right. So this is the finished one. So you got the good one. Yeah.
Excellent. So that was a crossover that I loved a lot. But another Dark Horse property, Genocide, and then the two film adaptations, Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection.
Right.
It's some of the best representations of the xenomorph I've ever seen.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
So of all the properties you've worked on, I see Walking Dead. I mean, obviously Army of Darkness is another one I love. What's the one you found the most fulfillment and just thought it was maybe the coolest to work on?
Oh, I think that would be Marvel Zombies. Yeah, I think the one I liked working on the best, and the one I think I put out the best work and a big volume of good work was Marvel Zombies. That was another one of these crunch situations. Now Marvel's really good about giving you time to work because they want you to get quality. So that's the big difference between, I say, Marvel and DC is DC always seems to be screwing everything up. So it's just a mess up there. Marvel, they give you like usually 6 weeks ahead of time. But what happened with Marvel Zombies, it really caught everybody by surprise up at Marvel. Because the book series, the entire print run sold out in 2 days. And people were buying them just to get the covers. So then what happened was Marvel would come back to me after 2 days and say, "We need another cover because it just sold out. And then we need it right away because we're going to press, whatever." I don't even remember how much time. Next week or something like that. So for those 2 years, I really didn't get any sleep because the book kept selling out. And every time it sold out like 10 times in a row. So people were buying 10 copies of the same book that they already had just to get the covers. So that kept me really not getting sleep and just staying up to meet the deadlines for doing the covers for the book. For me, working on that series, all those covers that I did homages to, those were I owned all those comics, and they were my favorite. So Marvel let me have a creative control over what I was going to do. So they just say we need a cover. And then I would go and pick what I want to do, and I would pick my favorite Marvel comics of all time, and then I do an homage reinvention of the cover in a zombie universe is what I did. And now it's great fun. It was really great.
It was really badass. And then we know that Kirkman took you for The Walking Dead. That was afterwards?
Yeah, that was afterwards, yeah. But it's more like the Marvel Zombies took Kirkman. So Marvel Zombies is really what took Kirkman. They had been pitching The Walking Dead in 2003 and 2004, is my understanding, to the studios, and the studios all said no to it. because they were like, well, nobody likes zombies, and he really didn't have a history or credentials in Hollywood. So we don't know who you are. So then when Marvel Zombies came out, that changed all that. And so that really gave him credentials, and that's really was instrumental in landing that show on TV.
We don't want to take up too much of this gentleman's time, but as a fellow musician right here, drums, and you said, what instruments do you rock, sir?
Yeah, I'm mostly a lead singer, singer-songwriter, and a lead guitar player.
Is there a place to find the music online?
Yeah, you guys, if you guys are interested, the music is free. And if you go to arthursuydam.com, just go to the music clip and then click on it, and then you can download all the music for free.
I feel like your style would lend itself so wonderfully to an album cover. Have you done any work for bands as far as interior art or something for the cover of a record?
Yeah, I do a fair amount of that. I mean, I used to do a lot of movie soundtracks. I would compose the movie soundtracks. Coincidentally, they were all horror movies. So I never got to see the movies, but I did the music for them. Yeah.
Is there any ones you could name off real quick?
No, I know. As I said, I never got to see the movies. I know one was like a Rastafarian werewolf movie, a lot of vampire movies. Band albums that I've worked on, I did the Misfits' last 2 album covers. Yeah.
I've seen the Misfits one though, man. Did Jerry only reach out to you specifically then because he liked your stuff?
His manager did. So they worked it out, and Jerry only worked it out with his manager, and his manager was the one I was dealing directly with, which was a good thing, because then I only have to deal with one guy instead of like 3 guys or 4 guys all at the same time. So I did 2 album covers for them. I did the Land of the Dead cover, and then they hadn't done a record in 10 years, and so the new record coming out was Devil's Reign, and I did that album cover as well.
Yeah, got to draw their mascot, which is pretty dope. So.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
Nice. So I got to extend a grande gracias here to the Zombie King, man, Arthur Suydam. Yes, a man whose reputation is just massive and as monstrous as the characters that he's illustrated. Is there a .com or an Etsy or something where people can buy prints and stuff like that? Or?
No, just here at the shows. I don't send anything through the mail. Just if somebody wants to come up and say hi, stop at one of the Comic-Cons, stop by the table, and it would be great to see him and say hello.
Awesome. Well, I had the pleasure getting to say hello, and once again, seek this man out at conventions. He is well deserving of your money. The talents are immense and awesome. So, Arthur, thanks again, man.
Thanks so much.
Really great getting to talk to you, and until next time, fam, stay scared.